And hello! Welcome back to AE Tuts Plus again for our final installment. Yes, it was a long journey, I'm aware. But we made it. We're in the last one. I am sad. I missed you. I missed your faces. But right, this is our last one. I've already made a tutorial on how to jump out of the ground, just have dirt flying everywhere. But this one is more so kind of jumping out of the ground and interacting with it with another person, as you can see in the preview. So I'd like to thank you for watching this week's tutorials. I appreciate your support. It means a lot. And I guess we'll just go ahead and get right into this tutorial. So, alright, so let me first explain what I wanted to have, portrayed in this shot here. So, as you can see, my friend jumps up behind me and I push him out of the way, and then, yay, good day. The effect in the final video is that he jumps up behind me, dirt flies everywhere, and I push him backwards. But, as you can see here, I'm not satisfied with how much time there is. Like, he's already here, and he's just sitting there, just like waiting for me to, push him out of the way. That's, what kind of a villain would do that? That's stupid. No, what I want to have is that I cut him off. So just as he's at the top of here, I'm actually pushing him out of the way. The issue with that is that, there's this little bit of lag right here. So essentially, kind of what I'm going to go over is just dealing with the tricky shot here and then adding in some dirt footage to make it, look cool. So what I'm going to do here first is duplicate it, and I'm going to go to just before he reaches his top altitude, height, essentially right here. And I will put a star on it. Put a star on both of them, actually. Then I'm going to go over to just as I'm pushing away. About right here. Actually, first let's, cut down our footage. So, start about right here. Alt left bracket to set your endpoint. Go along, and basically right after he gets pushed, we'll set our out point. Because remember, this essentially goes into being pushed backwards. Bam. But we're not really going to deal with this footage. This is actually one of the easiest shots in the entire video. It's a static shot, throw in some dirt elements, mask out the leg, and voila, shot's done. It takes 5 minutes total. So, let's go ahead and trim our comp. And right-click, trim comp to work area. Okay. So now you'll see that here's the part where we want to have cut, and here's the part where I want it to be cut at. So this top layer here, I'm going to drag it backwards until these two markers line up, and we can drag this out to the end. So this is the part that we want to cut. So just go ahead and take a mask. You'll see that if you ignore everything else going on in the scene, it's timed up just right. So we'll fall backwards at this point. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our top part of the footage, duplicate it by Control D pressing, and drop it down below it. So now we have our top footage and our bottom footage identical, and the middle one is slightly delayed. And we're going to go to this part right here, and on the middle footage, Alt right bracket to make it to where this shot ends right here. And you'll also see that it cuts out. That's because we need to delete the mask on the bottom layer. So voila. That makes it so that at this precise moment it syncs up. And fortunately my buddy was standing still enough that it cuts without you even noticing anything. So, bam. Now it's just a matter of cleaning this up here, and how we go about doing that is essentially just adding more mask to this top layer. So if we just take a mask, and don't worry about the hands, they're going to be covered up by dirt. And M on the keyboard to bring up the mask, and let's keyframe this. So go up one frame. I like doing that. Up one more frame. Okay, so now that you'll see with our masks, we have kind of added in some footage that we want. Just one step closer, you'll notice that from him standing here, got his hand. We can go ahead and feather this out. So now with the motion blur, it kind of looks like it's there. So now we're going to deal with this in between the two people, myself and my buddy Sam. And to do that, you would essentially fix this mask here. What makes this tricky is the fact that when I move the mask, I've got this issue of overlapping parts in time. So even if I do want to, go outline here to edit out the hand, all of a sudden I have this issue of, my original self being back in the scene. Now this would have been easy enough to fix had I filmed a clean plate or even taken a picture of just, the scene with no actors in it. So it's always a good idea to just, do that. Fortunately, since this is the only spot that needs, fixing, if I bring in the footage again, bring it in right on top, if I go to the end, I'll show you. There's this one small moment where, fortunately, just enough of that grassy area shows that we can use. So let's go ahead and right-click on that footage and go to Time and Freeze Frame. And then we'll take the pen tool and just cut the lawn, or mow the lawn, cut the grass. Suburban lifestyle as a teenager. What? No? Okay. Alright, so now that we've got this part, we can drop it below our top footage here. And this allows us to edit out the rest of the future self, even though it's, maybe a quarter of a second in the future. Or the past, I should say. Quarter second in the past. Alright. But essentially what we'd be doing is, let's go ahead and fix this first. We can go ahead and just stretch this out. Make it super high. Now we can make this just be where we want it. Let's get rid of the hand here first. This is essentially just, mask manipulating 101. Pretty straightforward. It's just, kind of hard work, I should say, and sometimes can be fairly tricky. Let's go ahead and animate this first giant mask. Let's take this a couple frames forward. Is it necessary to go even more forward? Nope. That's the glory about this too, is that since it magically goes into the original shot here at the bottom, we don't have to use the masks anymore because it all just lines up. So what else? Alright, this can use some work. Let's give this a look. Alright, almost done. As you can see, there's still a little bit at the beginning that needs fixing. We'll go ahead and fix that here. It's easy enough to fix. Looks like right here, cut out. Alright, now we should be good. Okay, so now you can see we essentially just, retimed the entire footage to be in sync with what we needed. Now the simple part now is just, adding some dirt. So let's go ahead and go to our stock footage, and I just threw on some dirt charges from Action Essentials 2 from Video Copilot. I'm sure all you guys know that. I chose dirt charges 15, 16, 22, and 23. So let's go ahead and just bring them out. See, let's go ahead and throw out 22 up first. Just throw it on top here. The glory about this too is that, since the ground is actually down here, if you're to extend, mentally the image downwards, we don't have to bother, masking out the bottom of this. We could just literally put it underneath the frame and to, battle the dust at the top, let's just stretch it. And then, that way you don't have to deal with masks. You don't have to deal with the bottom of it. It all just, goes upwards. So let's try to get this a little in sync. See, let's throw out another dirt charge. Let's put this over here. Let's flip this. Stretch it out. Maybe rotate it. Hold down the W key to rotate. Okay, we can move both of these over. And this is all just fairly straightforward. Don't worry about, being on top of the person in front here. Remember, this is situation specific, and I wanted to be diving into the dirt to really, throw into your face that I'm cutting him off. So we'll just mask out the dirt in a few minutes. So let's bring out, number 23. Put that here. Let's stretch it up. Starting to get more, volume to it, Let's grab 16. Just put it below here. Put a little bit before. Where does that start? Yeah, let's put that over here. Put it behind. Remember, the further down the layers are, the further in time you want it to be, because you want the higher ones to be in the back. Not that far in the front. And let's throw in dirt charge 15. That'll be even further behind that. See if we can stretch some of these out. Now it's just a matter of, positioning elements where you want them to be. Alright, that looks fairly good. I don't think the timing can be better. And bam. Alright, so now let's take our dirt charges and hold down Control-Shift-C to pre-compose it, or you can go up to Composition or Layer, Pre-Compose. And let's call this Dirt and move all attributes. Fantastic. So now we could mask this out. Let's go ahead and just kind of because remember, it's supposed to be, behind. Let's go ahead and hit MM on the keyboard and let's take this to subtract, feather it out a little bit. Let's turn off the mask so we can see. Let's feather it and let's expand it. Take down the expansion, I should say. Just a little bit, and let's animate this mask. You want it to be fairly tight. Okay, so once you actually start moving and make the move to jump into the dirt, we'll go ahead and kind of continue animating this. Just kind of move all this forward. Yep. And here we'll start actually increasing the feather. Control Z. Let's animate the feather from about, say, right here to right here. Let's ramp it up. also the expansion. Start here. Let's go to this point, and then we'll drop the expansion down. So you can see right away, you get a little bit of the, at least at the end here, that, you know, you jumped into the dirt. So now let's mask around the arms. So let's make another mask, this time around the arm. Can't really see it. That's okay. You can edit this in a moment. Remember, subtract. Cool. All right. So essentially what we'll do here is not really animate this mask along the arm, but have it slowly, you know, recede. So let's go down one frame. Let's go ahead and move it into place. Now we can Control Z, Alt Z. Doctor Who, anyone? No? Okay. And we'll just slowly recede this. Let's go up one and increase the feather, or keyframe the feather so that when we do go down one, we can increase it. And then up one more, and we could just go ahead and the whole thing, maybe up a little, and feather some more. And here we'll just complete the transition. Alright, so let's look at what we just animated, see if it needs any tweaking. Of course. What do we do with the masks before they arrive? Let's deal with that right now. By moving them off screen completely. And this one we'll keep here. We will not move that one. Sweet. Can definitely use some work. Maybe even a little bit more feather than that. Again, this is another one of those things where, you know, just more tweaking, the better it'll look. Okay, so now if we go up and take our rise footage comp and just drop that into a new composition, and go up to our composition settings, or you can just, you know, create a new composition. Let's put this at 3 seconds. We can composite it with our other footage. Let's see, about right here. Matched up. Bam. Alright, so now, trick you can do here is actually just literally bring out the dirt that you made before. Or actually, no, Control Z. Let's duplicate the original dirt. And let's double click onto that. And now we can just move the dirt elements around. And we could drop that into our footage. And you could actually duplicate it that way too. Maybe flip it. Sweet. Yeah, this is just another one of those things. It's fairly straightforward. What I think I did is I just cropped around the knee. The big feather. Who knows? This is up to you now. But that's pretty much the basics of those two. Let's bring this up so you can actually don't get cut off. Alright. Now what? Oh, right. Duh. Go to our dirt, especially our dirt 2 layer, composition settings, and definitely needs to increase the time on this one. Let's put that in like 9 seconds. Cool. All right. Okay, so this is essentially what we have. I think in the original I sped up the footage a little bit so that, pushing him away looks a little bit faster. But you see the point in the technique and how to actually do it. That's the importance of it. Was dealing with a tricky shot, timing it to where you wanted it to, and adding in the dirt. Alright, so I guess that concludes the tutorials for the Elemental Combat series. I really hope you enjoyed it. I really hope you learned something. I know I learned a lot just by remaking these effects again. Some of these effects I'd like to, put back into my video differently. But that's how things go. I'm going to just continue making videos and posting them to my YouTube channel, so if you are interested in, following me more, I'll definitely be posting more videos in the near future and foreseeable future. So please subscribe, Ren the Reaper. Yeah, leave comments, questions, remarks. If you hated it, liked it, whatevs, leave a comment, say something, drop a line. I tend to read the comments, so if there's something worth responding to, I'll definitely give it a response. This has been a tutorial for AE Tuts Plus. My name is Ren, so I guess I'll see you later. Bye.